One of the most interesting and beautiful forests in the world is located in the occupied land of California. We're going on an adventure today through the Redwood forest on the Oregon border, and we're going to learn about some of the mind-blowing clickbait facts that I have prepared. The serene and beautiful sights are enough alone to leave you breathless. Let's hit the road. We're starting out this morning. I just left the Walmart. If I also didn't say in this video, I didn't know if I was going to be able to stay there the night, but I did. I got there at 7 and I left at 7 in the morning. It was all pretty pleasant. I went in and got a little bit of snacks for dinner. We are leaving, oh shoot, what's this place called? Grants Pass. We're leaving Grants Pass to go down to Crescent City, California. And then we're going to start the trip going north up the coast. It'll be interesting. It looks just like Twin Peaks or something. You know, I'm in the snowy mountaintop. It's all foggy. There's green grass. It is pretty. These redwood trees are among some of the oldest living organisms in the world. They can live for more than 2,000 years, which is to say some of these were alive during the Roman Empire. The oldest living redwood clocks in at around 2,200 years or so. Aside from the pockets of the old growth in the forest, most of the coast redwood forest is now pretty young in comparison, attaining soaring heights of more than 300 feet. They are so tall that the tops are out of line of sight. It's ridiculous. The tallest one of these is a towering beauty by the name of Hyperion, which was discovered in 2006. This giant stands like 380 feet in the air. Going into the mountains for SG-1. There's that super secret. Actually, there's supposed to be a ton of underground military installations. Some that are entire cities. You can see full like semi-trucks just disappear from the radar. I'm gonna stop at the rest area. Let's see what's up here. This was one of my options for staying last night if I wanted to go all the way here. 8-hour parking. Hey, that's not bad. I don't know how it happened, but my coffee came apart. It's never happened before. I wonder if I should try and save this or I'll probably just dump it. It's probably dirty. Here is breakfast. Oatmeal with peanut butter for protein. We've got granola, walnuts, cranberries, or sometimes I'll do raisins, honey, and some nice hot water. A living redwood tree never stops growing. But that's like all trees. This is just a short fact. It's a very dumb one. There's some facts that are less known as well. These are the kind that make decent trivia to fill in the gaps at a social event, to make you seem like a more well-rounded individual. These trees are so big and tall that when redwoods shed their foliage, much of it actually accumulates in the branches and then it decomposes and becomes soil, or canopy soil. The soil on the upper canopy, it supports other plants and whole communities of worms, insects, lizards, and little types of mammal things, little squirrels and things. It's a whole ecosystem that's like in the air. There's skyscraper apartments for animals. Redwood National and State Park has been a popular location for very many films. The indoor scenes from Return of the Jedi were filmed in the Tall Trees Redwood Grove in the northern part of Humboldt County. Some of the scenes from Jurassic Park, along with the movie Outbreak, were filmed near Prairie Creek. These redwood trees are living the Hollywood dream without having to sell their soul to European-style socialists. While oceans contain most of Earth's carbon, about half is stored on land, and that's mostly in redwood state parks and soils. The amount of carbon in the upper 2 meters of soil alone is 14 million metric tons. That's equal to a full 1% of the total US emissions in a year, or basically how much China produces every 6 hours. These big trees are the ones that are famous for being able to drive through, although my van wouldn't fit in any of them. The big sequoia tree in Cavaris State Park that you could drive through fell down in January of 2017. They had a big winter storm, though there's still several trees that you can drive through. I think 3 of them are all in different parks. One's in Yosemite if I recall, though take what I say with a grain of salt. I mean, I don't even know what park I'm in right now, or the difference between a redwood and sequoia tree. Oh, speaking of big old trees, there's some really fun videos from the people who brought you the entertaining Flat Earth documentaries that show how giant rock formations are remnants from giant trees. Think like Yggdrasil, Norderstral, or any other biblical-esque trees, etc. Really fun videos. One of the most famous is called "There Are No Forests on the Flat Earth, Wake Up," which the title alone is pretty interesting. Flat Earth in general is pretty silly, but like many things, there's always little shades of truth to it. Flat Earth can actually be argued for rather well from an epistemological standpoint, which just basically takes the rhetoric arguments for how we know what's true or not. Although, using this line of reasoning, we can argue for a lot of things. And then also realize that we take a lot of common knowledge things on faith just because everyone seems to believe it. Overall, I rate this drive pretty highly. The long winding roads are great scenery and provide the perfect background visuals for when you listen to audiobooks, which is the main thing I do while driving. That and eating. I actually just recently picked up a book by Bill Bryson on the Appalachian Trail. I mean, the book is on the Appalachian Trail. That's not where I found. That's not where I picked it up. It's called A Walk in the Woods. Yeah. He introduces us to the history and the ecology of the trail and some of the other hardy or just foolhardy folks he meets along the way. And a couple of bears, which is also on the cover. That's why I saw it originally. I was like, oh, look, this is a beautiful forest on the cover. Oh, and there's a bear too. I like bears. They're cool. You can get that book for free with the link in the description if you sign up for Audible. I get extra points if you click that link, though honestly, I don't use Audible myself because they don't give you the MP3s, you have to listen to the books on their app, and I don't want to do that. To be fair, I also don't really like Amazon, although I use it for buying all of my Chinese goods. Hey, well, speaking of Amazon, there's a good segue back into the forest theme of this video. We went on a fun adventure today to drive through the nature, and we learned some interesting facts. We can tune in next time when we reach the ocean. That will officially be crossing the entire country as we started on the East Coast. It'll probably be a better video than this. I don't know. This is pretty great. I don't know what more you could ask for. Thanks for hanging out with me today, guys.